Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about salary cap because it's the final round of salary cap this season here at NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. And if you've completed the first two rounds of salary cap to 2,500 points, then you've already gotten one diamond hidden gem for free, and you can get a second one for free if you get to 2,500 points in this round. If you have not, well, you may still be able to get one in this round, and I'm going to explain how those work, and just in case you're not aware in this video, and also break down the best salary cap lineup that I think you can use right now in my team, basically the one that I am using. So before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 40,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of consistent daily my team content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. So starting off, let's just look at the rewards and explain this reward system for those of y'all who may not understand. So you'll see I already got the badge option pack at, I think it was 150 points or 100 points, but at 300 points, you get a diamond shoe variety option pack. At 500 points, you get a shattered prize piece. You need 3 shattered prize pieces for a diamond hidden gem. There were 2 available in round 1, one at 500, one at 2,500, 2 available in round 2, one at 500, one at 2,500, and then 2 available now in round 3, one at 500, one at 2,500, which gives you 6 total. So 2 free hidden gems. Now, if you have gotten only one of those pieces, then you should be able to get 2 this time. If you've gotten 2 pieces, then you can get the one you need. You won't be able to get both of them. If you completed to 2,500 like me both times and got all 4 shattered prize pieces, then you get 2 more here and you'll get your second diamond hidden gem. You also get an 80 plus premium player pack, 5,000 MT, an 84 plus hidden gem salary cap pack, just an 84 plus hidden gem, a 10,000 MT, and then at 5,000 points, you can get an Ironclad Deluxe 10 pack box as well if you want. Not something that I personally will be grinding for, but I will be grinding to 2,500 for the final diamond hidden gem. So I do think this mode is pretty rewarding, and the really nice thing, in all honesty, about salary cap is the fact that it is not at all a pay to win mode. With a max salary of 10,000, you are much more limited in terms of the amount that you need to spend and how good your team can be. There's really no pay to win aspect of salary cap, which I think is very nice in a game that otherwise is super duper pay to win. So that's a big plus about this salary cap mode, and I think the way they've dropped some salaries of some cards, you can really build a pretty solid all-around squad in salary cap. So with that being said, this is the team that I am running right now in salary cap. I got Ruby, Mario Chalmers, Amethyst Vince Carter, Ruby James Posey, Ruby Sharif Abdul-Rahim, who is only a 800 salary now. I feel like Mario Chalmers and Sharif Abdul-Rahim especially are absolute must-haves in salary cap because of how cheap they are, only 800 salary apiece. DeAndre Ayton at 2,000 is the starting center, and then off the bench, you got Derek White, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope at 800 salary, Marquise Daniels, Larry Nance Jr. both 500, and then Anthony Davis, who's only 1,200 salary now. When you look at a lot of the cards in the collection as well, a lot of cards' salaries have dropped. For example, at 1,200 salary, a lot of amethysts are now available. For that 1,200 salary mark, a lot of these cards can be really good cards to slot into your lineup if you don't have the guys that I have. For example, if you wanted to put Albert King instead of Vince Carter, that makes a lot of sense at the shooting guard position. Baron Davis is a great PG option at 1,200 as well. All of these rubies are also below 1,200. So if there's any good rubies you like a lot, for example, Christian Brown, really good ruby at 1,200, would be a solid option at shooting guard if you don't have one of the top shooting guards. I think he's a really good free card from this season. Juan Toscano Anderson, only 800 salary for him, could be another really nice card to run at the 2 or the 3 as a good shooter who can slash at a pretty high level, solid defender, all that type of stuff. Honestly, I could even make an argument that he's better than KCP. I just love KCP's release. That's why I have KCP for 800 salary off the bench. But there's a good variety of cards, which is really nice. And then obviously at the 2,000 salary to 2,500 salary mark, there's a lot of good cards you can run as well. For example, I could run Ronnie Cycli instead of DeAndre Ayton at center for his 2,000 salary. That's a very viable option. A lot of cards have dropped in salary, and then some are also still relatively expensive. Like LaMarcus Aldridge is still 2,000, but they dropped, and Clifford Robinson's still 1,800. George McGinnis is 2,000, but for some reason they dropped gems of the game Anthony Davis down to 1,200. So now he fits my lineup in a way that he didn't previously, because I think he was 1,900 or 2,000 himself. It's just interesting to see the strategy that 2K has taken with salary cap. The way the cards change in values seems a bit arbitrary, but I don't really have a massive issue with it. You just have to basically check every couple days and see how your lineups look and see if there are cards that have dropped in salary or raised in salary that you could potentially use. And look, I just think in salary cap, the most important thing, number one, is to not limit yourself. Don't make sure. Oh, You know who I just saw is interesting? Jack Marin. See, this is why you check, because Jack Marin's 2,000 salary now. I love that card. I would love to find a way to put in my lineup, actually, because he's really, really good. He'd be a big upgrade over Vince Carter. Actually, I think we're going to change our lineup as we go. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Why you check, because they will drop card salaries that sometimes you want to put in your lineup. For example, Jack Marin. So we're going to save some salary here. We're going to put in an Emerald instead of a Ruby, or instead of a Sapphire off the bench. And we're going to go with Emerald. I believe he's a small forward. Emerald Matisse Thybulle. There you go. That saves me 300 salary right there. We're at 10,400 now. And if I wanted to replace James Posey with, let's replace him with Ruby. Is Ruby JT? Yeah, Juan Toscano Anderson. There you go. I just slotted Jack Marin into my lineup basically for free. Got an extra diamond in there for 2,000 salary, and we're changing it right there as we go. Like, that's the beauty of salary cap, is the amount of different cards that are usable. But I think the most important thing is that you have somebody, one or two cards in your lineup that you feel confident shot creating with and being your primary ball handlers. And then you want to make sure you have centers that can defend, shoot, and rebound. And I think DeAndre and Ronnie Cycli are the two best options for that 2,000 salary. But if there are other centers that you might have who are pretty cheap as well, definitely other options, of course, that are in there. But a lot of people have Ronnie Cycli for free from the win streak. DeAndre Ayton is like less than 20,000 MT, so he's a great card as well. I'm not exactly sure how expensive he is, but he's probably somewhere around that price point. There's just a good variety of cards that you can use in salary cap that are really, really good. And I think they've done a really nice job, in all honesty, of making salary cap one of the more rewarding and enjoyable modes to play in my team right now, which is something that is really, really nice to see. And so I will be completing salary cap here over the next, probably sometime this week is my guess. I still have to obviously get like 2,300 more points, but I will be completing it at some point this week. And then I will be opening that diamond hidden gem in a video later on this week, which y'all will get to see as well from salary cap. So with the fact that you can get the multiple diamond hidden gems this season, I think salary cap became a much more worthwhile mode to grind than it was in season 1. And my hope is that in season 3, it will become even more rewarding. Like, maybe they'll do this shattered prize piece, but they'll do it for pink diamonds instead. Just continuing to make game modes more rewarding is the stuff that 2K has, for the most part, failed to do this year, and the stuff that will continue to bring more players into their base and keep players in the player base, because people are going to be, if they get rewarded more, they're going to be more likely and more excited to be willing to grind the game. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad with my team right now, as I've made very clear over the past few days, but I'm not going to need to get into that in this video. I mean, obviously there aren't a lot of great things about my team, but I think salary cap is one of the few modes that is in a pretty good state right now because of the lack of pay to winness of the mode. I mean, obviously Jack Marin's a hidden gem that I have, but I could very much just as well use that amethyst fence like I was, put James Posey back in for Juan Toscano, put KCP or somebody off the bench instead of Matisse Thybulle, and just go right back to the lineup that I was using. It's not like Marin's a necessity or anything like that. He just happens to be one of those guys who's cheaper in salary now and winds up fitting the lineup in a way that he didn't previously. Like, that's basically all I'm saying. And I do think they're doing a decent job with my team right now, like in salary cap specifically. And hopefully season 3 will be more of a continuation of that. And hopefully more modes will be like salary cap in season 3, where they're more rewarding and less pay to win. Although I don't have much hope for that second aspect, I gotta say. With that being said, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.